Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Paralives build. So I'm really excited to be back with more Paralives content. You guys seem to really enjoy the first one and I have been really loving this game, especially build mode. I feel like I've been treating this as more of like an architectural design software, but believe it or not, I put like 17 hours into this game at this point and I've been really enjoying it so far, and I'm really excited to do something that's a little bit more complicated to show off all of the build capabilities that this game has. So today we are building this suburban home. I was actually looking around the open world of Melino, I believe it's what it's called, and I saw one of the houses kind of like in the town center area, and it had this very beautiful back porch that had this kind of like archway detail. And I was thinking to myself, like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to recreate that in game. But believe it or not, it's actually possible, and that was like the main inspiration for this build. I'm also like kind of like feeling really nostalgic recently, so this build ended up looking kind of like a 90s or early 2000s inspired suburban home. And I gotta say, this house looks very dated from the outside, but from the inside it's actually pretty contemporary. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'd be pretty contented to live in this house personally. But yeah, really happy with how it turned out. It's a single story house this time. Last time I built a 2-story home, and yeah, looking forward to building more houses in the future, and yeah, also producing more Paralives content because I've just been loving this game so far. And I've been reading quite a lot of feedback online on this game, and a lot of people seem to have experienced a lot of lag, especially in live mode. I do agree with that because I have also experienced quite a bit of lag, so hopefully they can optimize the game a bit more and kind of like help with the lag issue. What I did is that I actually lowered my game's resolution, and that helped a lot because I am on a 4K monitor, so that can be very taxing on your PC processing power. And I just changed to a 2K resolution, the 1441, and I also kind of like lowered the object rendering to medium, and like the grass rendering as well. I also lowered that to a medium, and it really helped with my game's performance. And yeah, I've been really enjoying it so far. Yeah, a lot of people pointed out that the world in this game is actually inspired by Quebec in Canada, and I think that totally makes sense because that's where the developers are from, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been really loving Canada recently. I'm such a fan of Heated Rivalry, and if I'm not mistaken, the creator of the Heated Rivalry TV show is also French Canadian, which is really awesome. Can't wait for season 2. But as for this house, it ended up having 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. I ended up making this kind of like just as a normal family home. There is a teen bedroom. The teen is very relatable to me because the teen is kind of like a weeb, or as we say in the 2000s era, because I got into anime in the 2000s, and we called ourselves otakus. So yeah, I don't think the word weeb was around at that point. I feel like I could have added more bedrooms if I really wanted to, if I played around with the layout a little bit more, because the 2 bedrooms ended up having fairly large walk-in closets, and I feel like if I changed the walk-in closet into a bathroom and made the bathroom into another bedroom, I feel like this house could have easily had like 3 bedrooms and maybe 2 bathrooms. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I feel like this works for how the game is meant to be played, and I'm pointing that out because I did get quite some weird comments in my last video. Like, somebody literally commented that I should like take a class in design or something like that, because the layout in my first ever build for this game was so bad apparently. And I don't know if you guys are new to the channel, but just so you know, I have an architecture degree and I literally design and plan buildings for a living. So yeah, I thought that was a really funny comment. But yeah, I mean, obviously I'm still getting used to how this game works, but honestly I was pretty happy with my previous build. I don't know what that person was on about, but yeah, I'm even more happier with this build actually, because I just love the art choice on the entrance. This build actually ended up looking very similar to another build that I did back in The Sims 2. When they re-released The Sims 2, I think it was The Sims 2 Legacy Collection or something, I was also feeling very nostalgic, so I recreated kind of like a 90s, early 2000s inspired home. And that one was like properly like vintage, because I mean, all of the stuff in The Sims 2 is like legit from the 2000s. Like the TVs and everything, for example, were like from the 2000s. The telephones were from the 2000s as well, because that's when the game came out. Like obviously for this game, we have flat screen TVs, which weren't really a thing back in the 90s / early 2000s. Like I remember seeing my first ever flat screen TV probably in like 2007, 2008, at my rich relative's house. And I remember it was a Sony Bravia TV, and I remember being really amazed because it was hanging off the wall, and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so cool. Yeah, that rich relative was also the people who introduced us to like the PlayStation 2, because they would come over and stay at our home for like Christmas vacation, and they would bring their PS2 over, and we just had so many fun memories. We even had like this, like the travel bag for the PS2, because we would, you know, stay at each other's place and just play the PS2, and it was like so much fun, so nostalgic. Loved reminiscing about that time period. And actually, I don't know if you guys are into like 90s boy bands, but there is a Westlife concert happening next year in 2027. And I'm really sad because I missed out on the tickets. I was actually out of town because I was attending a friend's wedding when the tickets went online, and I was planning on watching the concert with my family actually, if I could get my hands on like some cheaper seats. But unfortunately, the only seats that are left now are like the VIP ones that are like $300, and I am not gonna spend that much on like multiple seats. And I'm willing to spend that much if I can watch the concert with someone else. Like, I don't want to watch the concert by myself, to be honest. So yeah, I think I'm gonna skip this one. Also, not all of the members are gonna be participating. Mark, which is my favorite member, isn't gonna be there, which is kind of sad, but I do believe that he is going through some health issues right now, so hopefully he feels better soon. I am very lucky that I went to their concert back in 2023 actually, and that was so much fun. I went with my best friend and her best friend from college, and yeah, we were just fangirling all night and reminiscing about, like, you know, watching music videos on TV back in like the 2000s. I'm not sure if people even do that nowadays because of YouTube and, like, you know, Vivo, the YouTube channel Vivo that uploads music videos and stuff like that. Or I think nowadays, you know, artists just upload music videos on their personal YouTube channel. But remember back in the early days of YouTube when they had like a dedicated channel where the artists would upload their music videos? That was fun. But yeah, for the interior of this home, like I said, we are going for kind of like just a very normal looking interior. I do love this kind of like entertainment section with like this accent wall. I really love that. But I ended up using a flat screen TV in the living room actually, because I mean, I wasn't planning on making this like a proper like 2000s home. Just the exterior looks like it's from the 90s or 2000s, but the furnishing definitely feels more contemporary, and yeah, really happy with how it turned out. Anyway, I don't know about you guys, but I'm still getting used to calling my Paris Paris, but I was watching another SimTuber actually, and he called his parafolk. And I was like, I kind of like the sound of that. So let me know what you guys think. Because yeah, I feel like calling them just Paris is gonna take some getting used to, but I like the sound of parafolk. I'm not gonna lie, really like the sound of that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start calling them that from now on, unless people have a better way, or you know what, maybe I'll get used to calling them Paris, like who knows. Yeah, in other news, I took some time off to attend a friend's wedding, which was quite fun. It was actually kind of like in the mountain area, a bit too far for it to be like a day trip or for us to go there on the day of the wedding itself. So we ended up booking 2 days at like a hotel resort, and it was pretty fun. I mean, I've been saving my days off at work to be able to go to events like these, and it was pretty nostalgic as well because we kind of had a mini college reunion with the people that I went to architecture school with. And yeah, the only thing was that the resort that we booked was literally on the mountain, and in order to get to our rooms, we had to climb like 50 stairs. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty stressful. Normally that wouldn't be an issue, like I wouldn't have a problem with that, but we were attending a wedding, you guys, and in order to get to the parking lot, we had to like climb a very, very long flight of stairs. And you want to look nice when you get to the wedding, right? But yeah, you want to look nice, you want to look fresh when you rock up, especially when you're like seeing your college mates for the first time in like 10 years. I was really nervous, but it was fun. I got to reconnect with a lot of the friends that I went to school with. It was also really hot, by the way. We did have a dress code for the wedding, and the bride and groom specifically requested that the men wear suits to their wedding, which was very fun. I'm not complaining whatsoever because you gotta respect what the bride and groom wants. But it's currently really hot in my country right now. We're currently going through like a really, really hot phase. I had like 3 layers on me at the time, and I was like really nervous, but it was actually worse in my head. It was way better like when we were at the wedding itself. It was kind of outdoors. It was like an open air chapel, but it was pretty breezy and there were fans all over the place, so it was pretty fine actually. And yeah, overall I loved just reconnecting with my friends. It felt pretty nostalgic, so I just wanted to share that because on the theme of nostalgia for this video, I just wanted to share that. So yeah, let me know what you guys have been up to recently. Like, if you guys tried out this game yet, let me know what you think about it so far. I have been trying to get back into console gaming actually this past couple of years, because I bought a PS5 as a birthday gift for myself last year, and I'm steadily growing my PS5 collection. There's currently a sale on like my local game store called like the Days of Gaming or something like that, and I bought like $100 worth of video games. It's like 4 video games, which it's fine. I do have a thing where I like to collect physical media now. I've only just recently started collecting Blu-rays. I don't think I'm gonna be like a proper Blu-ray collector or anything like that. I just want to have like physical Blu-rays because I don't know about you guys, but it's just better quality. And I never got to watch the Wicked Part 2 movie in theaters. As much as I wanted to, I just didn't have time for it. So I was like, you know what? I saw like a Blu-ray of Wicked Part 1 and 2. So I ended up buying it and I watched it with my friend. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really surprised by the story of Wicked Part 2. I want to know what you guys think. But my introduction to Wicked was actually the Glee TV show. I didn't know about the story like whatsoever. I had no idea. I know it was adapted from a stage play, but that was pretty much it. That was like basically my familiarity with it until I watched the first movie. And the second movie was pretty wild. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there were moments that were like, yeah, really surprising. And I gotta say, I think I liked the music in the first one a lot more. I think the only song that I liked in the second one was the For Good one. But yeah, that one was like so good, and I was really excited for that. I remember loving the version of that song in Glee. And I gotta say that they did deliver on that song for the movie adaptation. So yeah, it was well worth the price of admission in my opinion. But yeah, at the moment I'm just furnishing the build. It's pretty straightforward, I think. So I guess I can go ahead and ramble about random stuff. I was watching a couple of SimTubers do their Paralives videos, and a bunch of them pointed out how fun it was to clutter in this game, and I actually agree. That's why I included like a lot of footage of me cluttering, because it's just so fun in this game for some reason. I feel like The Sims kind of like made it a bit overcomplicated, and yeah, I just love cluttering in this game. It's so much fun. And yeah, also this video is like 30 minutes long, so hopefully you guys are watching the whole thing. Let me know if you're still around, because yeah, that's always great. I really appreciate people watching through till the end. In other news, I guess this is a little bit of a segment where I give you a channel update. The previous video I did on this game did really, really well. One of my best performing videos in like years, like genuinely. And to be honest, I didn't expect it to do that well. I'm slightly shocked by how many views that video got, but I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who checked it out. It really means a lot to me to still be doing YouTube after 13 years at this point. And yeah, I'm really, really honored to be able to be part of this community, and I'm really proud of the Paralives community. Paralives team just posted that the game sold 280,000 copies, I think, on the first 8 hours, which is insane. And yeah, hopefully it just continues to improve from there. And yeah, thank you to everybody who checked out my early access video as well. It really means a lot. So yeah, I think moving forward, I'm gonna be doing both Paralives and Sims content. I was actually getting ready to put out like a Sims 3 video because I've already started it. Believe it or not, it was also kind of like a retro suburban home. I've already posted a preview on it on Twitter. But yeah, I might have to put that on hold and just make some more Paralives content, because I've been really enjoying this game so far. Did I mention I'm like 17 hours into this game at this point? I don't know why, but the build mode on this game is just so satisfying. And yeah, looking forward to them fixing, the glitchiness and the lagginess of live mode so I can, fully get into that as well. I haven't even looked at the story mode. If you guys can like give me like some, insights on how that feels like, I'd love to hear about it. But yeah, also, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but I feel like the items in this game are just so good looking. Like the bed looks really good. The bathroom items look really, really good. They never really looked quite right in The Sims 4, to be honest. There's like a handful of items that look fine, but the shower that comes with this game looks really good. And yeah, I love that we can resize the bed as well. Actually, the idea of making kind of like an otaku teenager for this household came from the fact that I saw like a body pillow in like the buy catalog, which was hilarious. Like, I'm like, whoever thought of that knows their stuff when it comes to anime. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's like some Hatsune Miku inspired stuff. I'm pretty sure one of the artworks is inspired by Junji Ito as well, which is kind of like a really popular manga artist. Yeah, I really loved seeing that. I feel like it's a bit more of an Easter egg for the anime fans, but I love this crossover between, this game and anime, and I'm really surprised at how mainstream anime has become, because yeah, talking about Heated Rivalry, like I feel like there's a crossover between Heated Rivalry and Yuri on Ice, the anime. You know, we love a good gay romance. And yeah, for the master bedroom, I did go for more of like a neutral color palette. For the teen bedroom, like I'm not gonna lie, I would love to have this style of bedroom. Maybe I can renovate my room to look like this. If you guys want to know what my room looks like, I filmed like a room tour video a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's full of like anime stuff basically. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, my room has changed quite a bit, by the way. There's a lot more gaming related stuff. Like I have all of my games, or like most of my games, on display now, so that's great. Most of them were in storage at some point. Yeah, I do have a policy of only playing like console games that have a physical release. I wish I can say the same for PC games, but unfortunately, there's not really a lot of PC games that are getting physical releases. I'm really surprised though that a new game called Outbound had like a physical PC release, which is quite funny because they also did a collab with Paralives, which I loved. But I've been following that game quite a bit because I saw that it was available for pre-order. I'm thinking of getting like the collector's edition, or is it like the limited edition or something? It's a really good looking game, and it looks like something that's going to be up my alley because it's kind of like Firewatch meets exploration camper van living game. Maybe tiny bookstore or something. That one also got a physical release on PS5, which is pretty exciting. But yeah, pretty surprised to see like so many collaborations actually with other indie games. As you can see, there is an Among Us reference in this bedroom. Actually, quite a few. There's some poster, and there's like an anime figure of it, I guess, and I think there's a plushie of it as well. I'm not sure if Among Us is an indie game, but yeah, Outbound definitely is. You can tell that this is the updated version of the game actually, because when I got my early access, it didn't have like the Among Us stuff, so that was pretty funny. I also thought about putting like a body pillow in the bed, but I was like, yeah, none of these really worked for the aesthetic. But yeah, let's just say that the teen living here is really into reading manga. Anyway, for the landscaping, I tried to stick to the theme of making it look like it's the typical style of landscaping from the 1990s, early 2000s. I typically go for more of a naturalistic landscape for my more modern builds, but for this one, I felt like going for more of that traditional style worked for the style of house. I did run into some problems with the rocks actually, because whenever I would exit my game, some of them would like just be floating in midair for some reason. And actually right now you can see that the next door neighbor lot also has like some weird floating items there, which is quite funny. Thankfully, they do go back to where they're supposed to be when you load out of your game and just load back in. So it's not that much of an issue, but hopefully they can also look into that as well. But for the landscaping, I try to keep it limited to just a handful of plants to make the whole thing look cohesive. And yeah, I just threw in a grill over here outside and also a kind of like outdoor dining area as well. But yeah, it looks like that's going to be it for this build. I had a lot of fun building this, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. You all have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.